7th May 2025, time slightly past 1 am. India was fast asleep. Its security forces at the border wide awake as always. The Indian Army, Navy and Air Force came together to execute a landmark operation. New Delhi decided this was an apt date and time to strike. So, India struck Pakistan, demolishing key terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and thus began Operation Sindoor.
I say to the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backer. Every effort will be made to ensure that justice is done.
This was India's response to Pakistan following the deadly terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam. 26 innocent tourists had lost their lives on the 22nd of April, shot point blank by Pakistan-backed terrorists in front of their family members. The pressure was on India to respond militarily, and last night's strikes was just that: measured, non-escalatory, proportionate and responsible. That is how New Delhi has described these 9 strikes by India. In fact, India's strike last night is the biggest and first joint military move against Pakistan since the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War. So that is the significance of the latest strike. The government has briefed the media on this issue. Minute details of the precision strikes, including visuals, have been made public. Behind the scenes, meetings continue. A union cabinet meeting has just taken place where ministers have hailed Prime Minister Modi's leadership. Prime Minister Modi has also met the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Now, following India's Operation Sindoor, Pakistan retaliated at the line of control where heavy gunfire has been reported. So, what exactly happened last night in Operation Sindoor? Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. Now, before we go further, here's a heads up. This is an evolving situation. Updates in the story are coming thick and fast. And of course, emotions are running high as well. And with that, misinformation on social media is also high at the moment. In this video, we will only give you the official, credible and confirmed updates that we have at this point on India's response. Let's start from the beginning. India launched Operation Sindoor early morning on the 7th of May. Under this, 9 sites were targeted, 5 in Pakistani territory and 4 in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. These sites are where terror attacks against India have been planned and directed. Now, there's no official word on how many terrorists were killed in this operation yet. NDTV is quoting government sources and saying that 70 terrorists have been killed after India's strike. India Today says 80 plus terrorists have been killed following India's strike. But we will wait for an official government word on this. However, one confirmation has come from Maulana Masood Azhar. Reportedly, the Jaish-e-Mohammed chief said 10 of his family members, including 4 aides, have been killed in Operation Sindoor that was undertaken by India. New Delhi on its part clarified that no Pakistani military facilities or civilians were targeted in the operation. Now, let's come to the operation itself. This operation took 25 minutes. It began at around 1:05 am and ended by about 1:30 am. In these 25 minutes, 24 Indian missiles rained on 9 terror targets. Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said these targets were selected based on credible intelligence input and focused on dismantling terrorist infrastructure and disabling terrorists.
Our intelligence monitoring of Pakistan-based terrorist modules indicated that further attacks against India were impending. There was thus a compulsion both to deter and to preempt. Earlier this morning, as you would be aware, India exercised its right to respond and preempt as well as deter more such cross-border attacks.
Now let's look at the terror sites that India has neutralized following this operation. Like I said, 9 of them, and each of these sites is connected to a terror organization. First was Markaz Subhanallah. This is in Bahawalpur, which is Pakistan's 12th largest city and about 400 kilometers away from Lahore. Bahawalpur was the headquarters of terror outfit Jaish-e-Mohammed of Maulana Masood Azhar. Jaish-e-Mohammed has been linked to the 2001 Parliament attack in India, the 2016 Pathankot attack, and the 2019 Pulwama suicide bombing. The second target is Markaz Taiba in Murkir. This is the site where Ajmal Kasab and David Headley were trained to carry out the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. Third is the Gulpur terror camp in Kotli, and we are running the maps to just sort of give you an indication and an idea as to where these attacks have taken place. Now, Gulpur terror camp is about 30 kilometers away from the LOC and is the base of Lashkar-e-Toiba. Then there was another Lashkar camp in Savai, 30 kilometers inside POK's in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. This is linked to the Pahalgam attack, Sonmarg, and the Gulmarg attack previously as well. Then there was the camp in Bilal, which is another Lashkar launchpad, and we are playing these maps on the screen for you to give you an idea as to where these attacks, these precise targets of India under Operation Sindoor have taken place. Then there's another one in Kotli, and that is believed to be a major training ground for suicide bombers and insurgents. Seventh is the Barnala camp, 10 kilometers away from LOC. This and the eighth target, which is Sarjal, it's a Jaish camp, and it is considered to be an infiltration point for terrorists coming into India. And last is the Mehmoona camp located near Sialkot. This was used by the terror group Hizbul Mujahideen. And all these missiles were launched from Indian territory. The missiles that eventually destroyed these terror sites were launched from Indian territory without entering Pakistani airspace. In fact, in the briefing today, 2 women officers, Colonel Sufia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh, gave a detailed explanation on this and crucially also put out visuals of the missile strikes that India undertook.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर 22 अप्रैल को पहलगाम में हुए विभत्स आतंकवादी हमले के शिकार मासूम नागरिकों व उनके परिवारों को न्याय देने के लिए लॉन्च किया गया था। इस कार्रवाई में 9 टेररिस्ट कैंप्स को टारगेट किया गया और पूरी तरह से इसे बर्बाद किया गया। सवाई नाला कैंप मुजफ्फराबाद, जो कि POJK के लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल से 30 किलोमीटर दूर है, यह एक लश्कर-ए-तोयबा का ट्रेनिंग सेंटर था। सैयदना बिलाल कैंप, जफराबाद।
Soon after news of Operation Sindoor broke, reactions began coming in from world leaders. US President Donald Trump said he hopes the India-Pakistan conflict ends very quickly. In fact, Secretary of State Marco Rubio has already spoken to both sides, and Pakistan, on its part, has retaliated on ground. Like I said, several world leaders have reacted, and following Operation Sindoor by India, Pakistan retaliated on ground. Their Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said this is an act of war by India and vowed that there will be a retaliation. Post-Operation Sindoor, heavy artillery shelling was reported at the line of control. The Indian Army said in a statement that Islamabad resorted to arbitrary firing and that the Indian Army is responding appropriately. As per the figures we have right now, 6 people are believed to have been killed and 30 injured in Mankot area of Poonch district. This is after the firing from Pakistan's side, the arbitrary firing, as the Indian Army put it. The Indian Express reported that intensity of the bombardment by Pakistan was worse than during the 1999 Kargil war. Some unconfirmed source-based media reports are saying Operation Sindoor is just a beginning and that this is part of a larger escalation matrix and things could get worse. But we cannot confirm anything right now. Like I said, this is a developing story. But one thing is for certain, we haven't seen the last of these heightened tensions between India and Pakistan. But that's all we have for this report though. Thanks for watching.